Welcome. Earth Speaks, number 4, Light Signal 741, Lionsgate Transmission 88 from Earth. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. I wanted to kind of get deeper into the Pluto return that I had spoken about earlier when I was talking about the Lionsgate Portal and how 2025 is actually different from prior years of the return. It comes annually, but this year is different. And I'm going to try to get into a little bit of why that's so different this year, okay? So, what is a Pluto return? A Pluto return occurs when Pluto, the planet of death, transformation, power, and the underworld, returns to the exact position it occupied. This is in the zodiac, the exact position it occupied in the birth of our nation or entity, right? Now, for us in the United States, that position is 27 degrees Capricorn, where Pluto was the last time, July 4th, 1976. Pluto takes about 248 years to orbit the sun, right? So this return is a once in a nation's lifetime event. It makes it significant, guys. So a little bit of background. First exact hit was February 20th of 2022. The second pass was July 11th, 2022. Then it's retrograde. The third pass was December 28th, 2022. The final forward moving pass occurred October 10th, 2023. Now we have lingering shadow effects right now, right up until early 2026 is kind of what's being predicted. And this is not like a one-day transit. It is an era-defining shift that began around 2018, and it's going to ripple out for decades. So it's significant. Something you want to do? This is what you've been waiting on. All right. The question is, what does Pluto govern? Pluto rules power, control, and domination. It's subterranean structures, economics, governmental, and psychological structures. It's death and rebirth, also shadow work, secrets, and taboo issues, truth that won't stay buried. Right now, all that's rising to be worked, dealt with, delivered from. So when a Pluto return occurs, it's like a spiritual or autopsy. A spiritual autopsy, digging deep into the rotting roots of a system to expose what must die so that something else can be reborn, which is kind of why the U.S. is in turbulence right now, right? So the United States is in Pluto return. This return is dragging all the suppressed, denied, and colonized energies to the surface, reckoning with foundations. The U.S. was born in Capricorn, Pluto energy, structures, hierarchies, capitalism. Those structures were built on enslavement, erasure of indigenous people, and patriarchal dominance. Pluto demands truth. The ghost of genocide, racism, classism, false democracy, all of that's being unearthed. It's impossible not to. So all that stuff we're seeing now, we're supposed to see it. We're supposed to see it to affect change. So again, this is always a call to remembrance, right? Number 2, the collective shadow surfacing. Conspiracy culture, government mistrust, financial upheavals, cultural polarizations are all symptoms. All right. Think of it as a collective unconscious vomiting up of repressed wounds. All right. And the third thing, the death of an empire. All empires go through decline after 250-ish years. Rome did. Atlantis did. You can continue to look. It's true. Pluto return asks the question, can the U.S. transform itself, or must it be destroyed and reborn? Why this year matters. Pluto is currently in Aquarius, entered fully in November of 2024. And for the first time since the late 1700s, the shift that transformation from systems, this shifts the transformation from systems of control under Capricorn to collective power, to technology, AI, freedom versus surveillance, grassroots movements versus moving under old stagnant belief systems. And also it offers quantum consciousness. 2025 is where we really start seeing the birth pains of a new society. So what dies now? What does that mean for us? What dies? Corporate greed masked as patriotism. Those companies that can charge some phenomenal rate all year long and then all of a sudden give you a drastic discount for 1 or 2 days or even hours at a time when they could do so much more. They're getting wealthy off of what should be collective. Dogma dressed up as religion. Beating people up over the head because we believe you should do such and such or whatever. That's also coming. That's dying, right? Performative democracy. Doing it for the show. Dying. What's being reborn, guys? What's being birthed? Decentralized communities and governance. Regenerative economies. Interbeing consciousness and cosmic citizenship. So what does it mean for you? If you're feeling heavier than usual, like something ancient is pressing on your soul, you could be called to reimagine your place in the world or your place of service. If you're feeling connected to the land and it's a memory of pain and glory, if you're feeling furious or inspired or both about the state of things, you're not alone. You're part of an evolutionary tide. Your role, and I love this here, your role may be that one of bridge walker. You're anchoring remembrance during collapse. Truth bearer, speaking what has been denied. Rebirther, you're a midwife. You're midwifing new systems with soul and breath. Memory holder, singing, drawing, and coding, not just light, but sound. Earth itself, okay, encoding is what must be done, right? You're all being called to remember. Everybody's falling into one of these. There are many more categories. These are just what Sonoru, the earth, revealed to me through meditation. But there are many, many placeholders and roles that we play that we don't even understand now. It is the invisible ram, the phase, the dragons, and it's so many beings that are represented in the realms that we don't see, nature beings, and they're all holding space, right, for names that have not yet even been disclosed. As more of us awaken, those names are going to be revealed for you to take on and step into and embody all that comes along with that role. All right. So what can we do? Ritual work for purging. Use fire, use breath, writing. Consciously release inherited guilt, powerlessness, and illusions. They don't serve you. Thank them for all that they have done and accomplished, but let them go. You may have a phrase something like this. I release the empire within me. I compost false power and I reclaim my sovereign truth. Again, I release the empire within me. I compost false power. I reclaim my sovereign truth. That is one ritual work for purging. The second one is grounding into earth, Sanura. As the U.S. systems collapse, connect deeply with the land. Beneath the nation, she remembers. She, the land, remembers the nation. Remembers each of us birthing through. She remembers the promises we made, even though we forgot. Many lifetimes ago, we've revisited many times, seeing how certain ages has brought certain changes. Well, we're here again. Those that are birthing that have never been here before, they're coming with the fire, and we're coming to help them. Okay? We're remembering for that. We were the ones who came and promised to anchor. We were the ones who came and said, through me, I will birth. Through me, I will hold. Through me, I will create. I will remember. I will remind. That's us. All right? All right. So again, as the U.S. is under collapse, the earth remembers. She holds the codes beyond all man-made borders. You got to remember, I'm not talking about the earth that we think of, what we didn't say it is only a certain area. It's all of earth, and earth remembers all of earth, right? Rewrite the myth. Create your own declaration of soul sovereignty, not as a citizen of empire, but as a living expression of source, occupying this space up on here, this planet, in this time now. One last thing. The Pluto return is not just America's reckoning. It's a mirror for us all. Where do we harbor old hierarchies in our own energy? Where do we control rather than collaborate? What are we afraid of letting go of? Pluto, as a last thought, is not cruel. It's truth at all cost. And when we stop resisting, we rise from the ashes as something unburnable. You heard that? Pluto is not cruel. Truth is always truth. It is what it is. It stands alone. It's truth at all costs. So Pluto comes around and dissolves lies. It makes it hard to hide people's intent. It makes it hard to hide lies that have been said were in our best interest and truly were not. We do not have to accept this anymore. It's calling for us to remember and act. Remembering and just saying, oh, it's for me. Some things are just still for us. But most things will be ready to be shared because we're trying to call people. It's a remembering. So again, Pluto is not cruel in its truth bringing. And when we stop resisting, we rise from the ashes of all that is now crumbling as something unburnable. We stand in our sovereign truth. So yay, Pluto's return.